The NFL is terrified of this, as we have some major Patriots updates connecting Stefon Diggs to mac and cheese. You'll get it in just a second. Plus, Rhamondre Stevenson, according to Josh McDaniel, he's going to be in line for a huge game this Sunday. We'll talk about all the latest reports and news and rumors behind the New England Patriots ahead of their wild card weekend right here today on Patriots Digest. Welcome, everybody. Appreciate you joining us, and man, we've got some interesting news today. Lots of different facets we're going to talk about with the Patriots practice. Got some injury updates. Josh McDaniels spoke about the game plan for the Patriots, and so did Stefon Diggs and Drake Maye, and mac and cheese was mentioned. We'll just go with that. Let's first start, though, with, of course, the cool thing that's going on at the stadium as they get prepared for Wild Card Weekend. We have the Wild Card logo being placed onto the field. Very exciting. Obviously, the first playoff game in Gillette Stadium since 2019. Yes, Tom Brady was there. Now, the new Tom Brady for the Patriots will be there in Drake Maye. I've got a lot of high hopes, and of course, injuries are always going to play a role in that. We got some major injury updates on that front today. Taylor Kyles had this from Patriots practice. Hunter Henry, rest, Morgan Moses, illness, and Anthony Jennings, who also had an illness, all returned to practice today. Anybody who practiced yesterday, by the way, and was on the injury report was in a limited facet, so not full participants. Meanwhile, Garrett Bradbury, Vidarian Lowe, and Kadis Tonga are all still missing from practice. Tonga, it seems increasingly unlikely he will play. Meanwhile, Thayer Mumford is a new absence for the New England Patriots, and obviously we'll get more updates tomorrow. Now, before we get into the rest of today's show, this video is brought to you by Kalshi, and if you download Kalshi using the link in the description and using code DIGESTNFL, you're going to get $20 when you trade your first 100. Kalshi is the largest prediction market in the United States, and on their platform, you can trade yes or no on real-life events, sports, elections, news, and pretty much everything. Now, whether you're in California, Texas, or anywhere across the country, Kalshi is live in all 50 states. For sports fans, we can trade on game outcomes, playoff chances, or player performances, all on a regulated market where you can cash out at any time. Now, I'm going to trade mine on the Patriots winning this upcoming game versus the Los Angeles Chargers. I'm going to go to Kalshi right here. Pretty good trade odds for those Patriots. I think they're going to get it done this weekend. It's genuinely the smarter way to use your sports or news knowledge, and you can close positions whenever you want. Once again, if you download Kalshi using the link in the description, and don't forget to go use code DIGESTNFL, you're going to get your $20 bonus. Now, as we continue on with this, we can talk about a couple of different updates for the Patriots and why they are legitimately locked in for this game. They are going to be playing at an elite level, and we'll start with this. The Patriots are back at practice today. And it's kind of an interesting one because usually you're playing with spider pads on, meaning you're not playing full pads, you're not going at each other 100%. It's a practice situation. Not today. Mike Vrable had the boys in full shoulder pads. They were all out blitzing. They were all out playing. They was doing a lot of different things. They had Elijah Mitchell running and doing Omarion Hampton drills as he was the scout team for Omarion. Lots of very cool things happening at practice, and it just really showed how serious this Patriots team is taking this playoff game. And another thing behind that was the was what was said about Rhamondre Stevenson by offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels. Now, Stevenson has had a little bit of a wild ride this year, from the first 5 games having some struggles sometimes. Fumble issues were a big question, to now he has kind of been a 1-2 punch. Him and TreVeyon are legitimately one of the best 1-2 punch running back combos in all of the NFL. Rhamondre finished the season with nearly 1,000 yards total, having 4.6 yards per attempt, 332 receptions, 40 first downs with 56 on his longest rush. Also has 9 touchdowns. Now, to that credit, why exactly are we expecting a big game for Rhamondre? The first thing is that the Chargers do not handle the run well. That's the one part of their defense that is ranked outside of the top 5 in the NFL. The other reason is because of the way the Patriots are going to look about this, and the actual comments of Josh McDaniel on how proud he is of Rhamondre and why it's been such a turnaround in some ways. McDaniel said this, quote, "I have a great deal of respect and admiration for him. He's dealt with some things this year, never complained. Put his head down. His attitude has been fantastic. I wouldn't want a player to practice any other way. And I hope they're paying attention to all the young players because he prepares as well as any player we have. End quote. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds like a very good recipe for Rhamondre to have a great game upcoming this weekend. And to his degree, he did deal with a lot. In the first 5 games for Rhamondre did not go as people wanted and as Rhamondre wanted. 38 carries for 139 yards. That was 3.6 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns, and 3 fumbles in 5 games, with 2 of those happening in 1 game. And it was a lot of question marks, especially at that point in time. TreVeyon had not yet taken a step, and Mike Vrable had not played him just yet. And of course, that 5th game was against the Buffalo Bills, in which we lost Antonio Gibson for the year. And there was statements about maybe making trades for a running back at the trade deadline. And what did Rhamondre said? What did Rhamondre say? He said, I'm going to put my head down, I'm going to work, and I'm going to be one of the better running backs. And that's exactly what he did, because in his final games this season, obviously he battled injury, but he had 92 carries for 464 yards, having 5 yards per carry, 4 touchdowns, and 0 fumbles in every game past that 5th one. Him and TreVeyon have been fantastic when they've both been on the field together. One of them you feel like is going to go off in any game, and it just makes for a very, very good time. And I respect Josh McDaniel for coming out and making the statement that he had made on Rhamondre, saying, hey, he had a very tough time at the beginning of the year. There was a lot of things going wrong for him, and guess what? He made it work. He's doing great things, and I just have a feeling that that's going to be a similar situation this weekend, especially with the way the defense is working in terms of the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, I mentioned at the top of the show, Drake Maye, Stefon Diggs, and macaroni and cheese. What in the world am I talking about? Let's get into it today. And we first start with the actual thing that Drake Maye said and what Stefon Diggs kind of followed up with. And so here's the first thing. Drake Maye said this on the playoffs. He said, quote, what Coach was preaching was just don't change our process. Our preparation throughout the week, what we've been doing, I think the natural things to get a little more amped as a human for a big game. Just trust what you've been doing. Don't do things out of the ordinary, end quote. Very well said. In the playoffs, you get a lot caught up in doing something in a different way or changing this or doing that. Well, that's what Stefon Diggs said, except he said it in a very much, a way more fun way. Here's what he said, quote, you don't try to go and make new macaroni. We're not going in the new macaroni. You're just going in with the same thought process and just trying to tighten up a little bit, far as putting a little bit of extra time on your body or putting a little bit of extra time on film or whatever it is. That's going to help you get an edge. Macaroni and cheese. That is the quote that we're going to have for a long time. It's very funny, and the sentiment is there, and the headline is pretty obvious. Don't switch the macaroni. And what Stefon Diggs ended up saying is like, you don't need to change anything. You don't need to change anything. We have a good team. We have a good process. Have we lost games this year? Yes. Have they been early on the season where we didn't feel comfortable? Yes. And the one game we lost later in the season, did we feel as though we let off the gas? Yes. Don't switch it up. And funny enough, he said the statement came from a teammate who came back from Thanksgiving, and they made different mac and cheese than they had in the past. And all the family was like, hey, don't switch it up. Don't switch up what's working. And that's kind of the same sentiment here is, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I'm excited, of course, for this playoff game. I'm excited for the same old mac and cheese that we have gotten all season long, and I'm excited to win my trade on Kalshi as well. It's going to be a very fun weekend for me. Earning bucks on Kalshi, getting a win for the Patriots, and so much more. Really, really excited for all this. And of course, we're excited to be covering it, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. Tune into all the latest reports. We'll have our final injury report tomorrow, along with some game statuses and so much more. So make sure you stick around and, of course, watch that. We'll see you tomorrow, though, here on Patriots Digest. For now, peace out, guys.